but 6 for 10 in that quarter. So that, really makes it tough. We shot 50% from the field. We just couldn't get enough stops. Being able to finish those possessions is huge.
How do you evaluate Jordan's performance tonight?
Well, I thought it was positive. He's been struggling a little bit from the field. Was able to play downhill, play through some contact. Didn't get the benefit of the whistle, but I thought, just that level of aggression. I think it's probably a good thing for him to see that ball go in, and I think that'll start to open it up for us.
Wes Giannis has been on a scoring tear kind of the last few games. He was super efficient tonight. Can you evaluate your defense on him?
Well, he got some easy ones early, and I think when you allow a guy like that, of that caliber, to get going, he's a tough out anyway. The way he plays downhill, plays in the paint, the force at which he plays with, it's just hard to guard. So being able to wall him off early, minimize some of the easy ones he got in the first quarter, I think would help. But to your point, he's been playing at such a high level. I don't know if he'll put that fire out. You want to try and minimize, the easy ones.
That third quarter, there was a really exciting stretch there that Kuz kind of capped with a three that tied it. What did you see that your guys were doing right?
Well, some of it we got some stops and we were able to run. Our tempo was good. I think we were spaced correctly, playing out of early pick and rolls. I think kept them on their heels. So that's really positive. I thought Kuz was really good. Well balanced game, good floor game. Helped facilitate a lot of offense for us. So that's a good sign.
Coach, I had some comments on the thoughts of leaving Tyus on the bench in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I was talking to Tyus throughout that stretch, and I thought he was terrific. The point was I wanted a little bit more size to, keep on Dame, to handle Giannis, and hopefully, help us rebound. Didn't quite get the benefit of that, but I think he understands the rationale. I thought he was great early in the game, getting downhill, playing out of pick and rolls. But I just want to try and keep a little bit more sizable matchups.
And then I know probably get asked this every night about Bilal, but more star power coming in off the road. How do you feel like he's grown just in the short part of the season against that kind of competition?
Yeah, I think it's a test for him nightly, just to be exposed to certain matchups, to have an opportunity to guard marquee players in this league. A little bit of trial by fire, but that's the only way to get through it. That's the only way to figure it out. And I think it's going to expedite his maturation, as we go through the season.
You talk about Bilal's defense and also wanting to go big down the stretch. What did you think about him, his minutes on Dame specifically? He was picking up Dame 94 feet from the basket.
Yeah, I think it's kind of what we spoke of pre-game is just you got to wear on a guy like that. He's too good to allow comfort. He's too dangerous to give him airspace and allow him to play downhill. So I think just finding that balance of picking him up, deny his catch, get him off his spots a little bit. Bilal's done that at times throughout the short season, but I think it's good for him.
Is that where you see Bilal right now as the most dangerous weapon when he's guarding smaller guys and using his legs to be disruptive?
Yeah, I think it's Dame's a tough out. It's not like he's a Dame stopper, but those type players I think he can impact. He's got the length. He's wiry, strong. He can fight through screens. Does a great job of pursuing. And I think that bothers guards at times.
Coach, how hard is it as a head coach when a team fights so hard in the second half but still comes up short to maintain maybe not necessarily positivity but a sense of optimism in the locker room?
Yeah, there's a balance. You still got to coach and hold guys accountable and teach and clean up, but at the same time, highlighting those small wins. Those stretches. You get down 14 in the first half, you climb your way back. Get down 18 in the second half. It's a 2-point game. At the end of the quarter. So those are wins. And I know it doesn't feel like it, but we can highlight those things and get our guys to understand, well, how do we get ourselves in those positions. Show a little resilience. We showed some fight, did some good things on both sides of the ball in stretches. And can we find ways to elongate those stretches, even more?
Gafford was a little shaken up there in the second half. Do you know if he's okay?
He appears to be, but I don't think it's anything residual.
84 points in the paint for you guys is a lot. how were you able to score so many around the basket?
Well, I mean, that's, one of the things we highlighted, like playing downhill, playing attack mode, hitting the paint, against this team. And they're really good, paint defense. So that's a positive for us. We knew that was gonna be a priority to try to attract attention, get to the rim, get to the line. Didn't get to the line as much as we wanted, but, we were able to convert quite a bit on those, short paint push shots, at the rim. So to your point, it's a lot of points, but we knew we were gonna have to find ways to hit the paint to beat this team.
I think everybody's behind him and knows he'll get out of it. He's a worker. He loves basketball. He's very passionate, and it's tough. It's when you're coming from being a third or fourth option. I can speak on this because I've done it, and you're coming into a new situation where you're more of a focal point. It's tough sometimes because that's a lot of responsibility. You have to be able to obviously produce at a high level, but get your teammates involved too. And I think sometimes he just overthinks himself a little bit and kind of messes him up a little bit. But I think today was a great step in the right direction for him. Obviously finding a little rhythm, getting some buckets, and I think regardless of what he shot tonight, I don't even know what he shot, but I think that's some good momentum for him for next game and to finish out the year strong.
Just curious, what's your relationship like with Brooke Lopez? Obviously, you guys seem very close.
Brooks, my guy. He was my teammate my rookie year in LA, and he was a great vet. Someone that really showed me, about work ethic. He was a person, and this was his first year really shooting threes my rookie year, and he would come in and play 30 minutes a night and be in the gym at 8:30 in the morning, and he would be putting up shots with Mark Madsen at the time, and really showed me about how it is to be professional in this league, and then also he's such a sweet guy. So
Just for you, I guess, how do you communicate rotations with Wes? Do you guys have any dialogue on that? Would you have liked to get back into the game earlier in the fourth quarter?
I don't got no control over that. I'm not the type of player to tell a coach what to do or coach. You know what I mean? That's why he's hired. That's why it's his job. And then that's their job to figure out. I can only control what I can control, and get in the game, and spark and influence people and play my game. So I probably would have liked to get back in, but they're not going to dwell on it because I can't control it. So
Just for you, I guess, what's been the balance like? You have tough defensive matchups, on various nights, but also have to carry an offensive load. What's the balance there? How do you not get fatigued too much on one end or the other?
it's just part of my growth, part of my journey. I played not every role, but a lot of roles in this league and this association in my 7 years, and this is just another one, and I'm learning through it. Just like everybody else. Obviously, I kind of had some strides last year, but this is a totally different thing for me. Obviously, guarding top players every night and trying to do that, it's very tough. But I'm built for it. I'm learning every single game and getting better. I'm seeing defenses. I'm talking on defense. Trying to inspire guys, trying to motivate. So I'm happy with where I'm at. And I got a long way to go still. So.
Could you see them again? I think it's Friday night. What do you think needs to be done between now and then for a different outcome?
I think we just need to, make a few adjustments. Do a better job making Giannis's looks a little bit easier. I think in the first half he was like 10 for 11, and then figuring out what we want to do with that pick and roll a little bit. I think it hurt us just a little bit. Offensive rebounding or in defense rebounding, we got to do a better job. And then just closing out high to their shooters, because it's tough. You got to guard a Giannis or Dame. You got to be in the gaps, and then obviously they're willing passers, so sprinting out, and it's a make or miss league. So closing out better and and overall just more effort. So
Thanks.
yeah.
I mean, Giannis is a tough cover. Obviously, everyone knows that. This is physicality. You know, they were able to get him in some actions that got him in good spots on the court. And we didn't do a good enough job kind of extending his catch or impacting the ball a way that it would kind of take them out of their actions. And it happens.
Wes talked about, during the fourth quarter, he's in dialogue with you about, what he's trying to do with rotations. Just how do you take that as a player?
I mean, obviously everyone's a competitor. Everyone wants to be out there. Tonight, kind of how it unfolded, it was just how the game went, the matchups. It got kind of late into the fourth there. There was a stretch where there wasn't a whistle for a little bit. And it was just, I mean, we talked, we're in communication, and I told him kind of just let that group go after like a certain point. I mean, yeah, that's all it is. Obviously, I want to be out there. I want to, help, close games. I want to help lead the team. But at the same time, I'm going to be always, everyone's biggest fan who's out there I'm supporting. It's always about the team. It's not about one individual player. And I understand Wes has a tough job to do. And just like tonight, for example, kind of how the game unfolded, that's just kind of where I went.
When you were in there, what do you think was working for you to get 18 points?
Yeah, I was able to get to my floater. Just being aggressive, trying to look to score the ball. Just working, pick and roll game tonight. Trying to get to that a little bit more. And it was opening up stuff for us, and just kind of playing through that.
Tyus, you said before that you were close. You're 18 3/4. You feel like you're there now?
Nah. I still, still figuring it out. Just get more comfortable. Continue to have open dialogue with Wes, all the, the coaching staff. Still teammates, just figuring out, where we can improve offensively, both individually, myself and as a team. But yeah, still figuring it out, still a work in progress. But definitely taking steps in the right direction for sure.
You've been in the league for a while now, and you've seen a lot of talented young players and talented veterans. And what have you seen from Bilal so far, especially defensively? It feels pretty special that a young kid his age is picking up guys like Dame 94 feet from the hoop and things like that.
Yeah, he has all the tools. And he knows that it comes easy to him. Like, he's just naturally gifted. And then when you mix in the fact that he's a worker, the fact that he's in the gym, working, trying to improve. He's asking questions. He wants to learn on both ends of the floor. That's when you get something special. And so you can see he's not scared. He's confident. And when you see that from a young guy, that's special. Just because when you're thrown in, he's one of, if not the youngest player in the league. And when you're thrown out there as a rookie and you're asked to cover some of the best players in the league, that could be eye-opening for a lot of guys. But he doesn't hesitate. He doesn't hesitate at all. He's ready for it, and that's huge.
That's it.